Hello and welcome to the next episode. We are already on episode 16, and in the last episode we took out everything on Jupiter and we flew to Saturn. So now we are present on Jupiter and in Saturn here. There's some reinforcement flying towards Saturn as well. We are currently waiting for the initial base to finish here on the Rousseau base. We can call it Saturn landing. Let's do it. And when this one has the space dock finished, we are ready to go to take out the first stations and then repair and refuel if necessary. And also we are preparing the outer planet expedition here, for which we need the mission to the outer planets first. And then I'm going to probably send the fleet to Neptune, assuming it still exists at that point, because there is a big fleet coming towards us, which we are going to fight in a few days. So, without further ado, I'm probably going to just jump forward to that point. We do have 20 ships of the aliens. 20, wow. 20 from them against our Jupiter Defense Force here, which is currently at 38. A few ships are currently under refitting, but I think it's mostly Marines, right? 2 Marines, 2 Railguns. These are going to finish in time. And yeah, that's going to be the first jump, so we're going to go right into the action here in a few seconds. On Earth, what I want to discuss here is, I don't know how to continue right now. I was considering to break into China peacefully, or alternatively, I'm going to declare war, which will be basically a really massive world war, because we currently already have the alien admin going to war with Japan and India. We could ally India and then use them to declare war onto China. And maybe by force take it over. It only has 3 nukes to stop us. It's only 3. And I'm actually considering that, taking the hit on the global economy just to speed up the Earth game here, because we need to take it over. Or rather at least control the executive here. That would be best if we can take these 2 points. And then we can go from there later. But yeah, let's jump right into the action while I contemplate what to do here in China. Okay, before the arrival of the fleet, the war declaration and the small world war that we are going to cause is going to happen. So we use Russia here in this case, because I allied Russia to India, Southeast, so Thailand and Myanmar, I think, as well. This one, there we go. And the reason for this is pretty simple, because Russia was rival to China and the EU was not. So we can use that without losing cohesion, because the EU doesn't really have cohesion to spare. And now we can go into China here. This is... Oh, okay, it's also a new rival. I don't know when I picked the rival, but 0.5 you can afford that. I thought I picked it a longer time ago. So we would not ask India? Really? Are they already at war with China, or why? Huh. Okay, I'm not sure why we couldn't ask. Why was India not being asked? Huh. Okay, I don't know why we couldn't ask India to join, but maybe they will join on their own. Interesting, but this makes it just harder. I thought I could get some attention from China to India, so now it will go to us. I already prepared moving the armies. I made a defense force here, so that these are my navy armies. So in case that they do a landing from China to Europe, I can defend it there. And the other armies are currently gathering an enmity here, and then we are not going to move out. We are going to start defensively, because we need to wither down their armies. They have 13 with a higher tech. In between, I started I started, I think it was Socrates Station here, yeah. 5 military science research labs, which is going to get us a 0.3 military buff here. So we go up to 4.3. Wow, that's really nothing. But we are still, it's less bad than before. We are going to try to win this defensively until they have lost most of their armies. That's the basic idea, and now we're going to see the Callisto fleet arriving in a second here. So let's see what they are going to do. They are going to move into Siberia apparently. So it's 5 armies, right? And they have 3 here. No, 2 more armies are arriving here, yeah. Just wanted to say that I'm missing a few. Good. But then we can move on our home turf depending on where they go. Okay, let's see what they do. Nothing, apparently. So that's interesting. Where are you? In Callisto low orbit. Do we want to intercept? I would say yes. Because we want that gone so that we can move out. 7.8 hours, let's go. And here we go. Fight is on. 40 ships versus 20. Oh, I think I'm going to lose a lot here. Got a very bad feeling about this. So we do high roll. Okay, and this time I have to restructure the fleet a bit. So we have to get the Lancers into the center here. I rather like this, so that we spread it out a bit. Like this. And now we have to make sure that the PDCs are also in the center. Therefore, helping us protect the whole fleet. Okay, there's a PDC. The PDC, 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 PDC. No, not PDC. We do have one here, and now looks like we have to already go in the top row here with our PDC ships. So we move one here, and I think that's it for. So we don't need to go to the furthest edges here. Maybe I should have gone with the 5 high wall though. And let's see. We're going to try it. Maybe it works out. Okay, now let's investigate the alien fleet. Here we do have a dreadnought. Mostly lasers. Ouch. Heavy mech. More mech. More lasers. More laser. Particle cannon, okay. Torpedoes. Torpedoes. And then we do... we have so many different types of ships here. Okay, these are all arrow-wind. They all have lasers. Particle cannons. And then the corvettes here do have particles. Torpedoes. Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be... I think we are going to lose stuff. Just because of the sheer amount of lasers here. And... we're not going to focus anything as of now. But we are going to definitely take out the dreadnought. Yeah, there's the first laser shots against our ships here, which was to be expected. And now we should focus down the capital ships here to a certain degree. Okay, the mech shots are on their way now. Which is good. So we are already... arriving here, so let's slow down. Okay, we are going to cancel targets for the second. Because we need to, for example, shoot at these guys for a moment. Because they are lasering us, which is dangerous. Okay, but we got through the PDC screen here. That's good. So we should also go for the capital ships with a few volleys here. Because if we can take them out, yeah, that's good. So a lot of stuff has just died. And now we can remove focus again. Okay, this one is dead. That's good. I think we should target a volley on this. Where are you? Oh, sorry, it got a hit to the engine apparently. So just a few seconds of mech shots onto it. We should also a few seconds shots on those ones here. Same here, before they critical hit something of ours. Few seconds here as well. There we go. Mech shots are on their way. Let's get the Dreadnought. Next. And the battle cruiser. And the destroyer. And remove targeting. I got the bad feeling about the Lancer over there. Okay, and now... Again a volley on the Dreadnought. And everything like this. Could also fire on those ones here. Just a few shots. Good. Everything proceeding better than expected. Everything proceeding better than expected. Where is that Dreadnought though? Oh, the Dreadnought is not in the formation. Okay. That explains a lot. So I'm going to remove focusing here. So let's see what happens. Rip the alien fleet. I love ray guns. Okay, we have to keep going with the small ones here. Get to the corvettes here. Frigates as well, and we have to get the Dreadnought eventually. There we go. This looks great. And what's down there? Ah, the corvette. We should focus that one down as well. And then give some volleys on the Dreadnought to keep it busy. Constantly here. So that it has to maneuver and dodge us. Okay. And we are down to the Dreadnought. Good. And the Dreadnought is gone. Not gone, but now it's dead. So let's shoot on the escort as well, if we can. Oh, it's yeah, okay, it's the only target left. We can also auto-resolve the remains here. Okay, did we lose anything? We didn't lose a ship! What a win! That's so unexpected. I was sure we would lose stuff here. And look at the promotion list. Our ray guns for the win here. Okay, and with that, I'm going to continue our little world war on Earth. So let's see how the initial troop movements will turn out. Now. Okay, the mission to the outer planets is done. Now we can pick a new global tech. I'm going to actually intentionally not do ring habs and colony habs because I'm a bit afraid of what the final win condition is going to be. Instead, I think I'm going to pick ultra capacitors here to unlock phased array lasers eventually. Alternatively, we could go into... Now let's go Earth space economy. That's more useful. However, I'm going to stop doing global techs at all. Going to push the choke point here now with everything we got so that we can go and get closer to our final win condition because I'm curious what it will be and how it will look like. Meanwhile, the war here against China is stagnating. They are not moving out. I'm not moving out. I'm actually moving backwards here. So maybe I can attempt and bait them into our territory. But as of now, they are not doing anything here. Which is funny. However, with the outer planet stuff done, I can now decide where to send my outer planet expedition force. I think all ships are done, right? No, 3 more days. Then the last PDC ship is done. So let's go. And then we go.
Our case remains unheard.
So join outer planet expedition. Now all ships are refactored into the newest design. And I think I want to go for... Why was it Uranus here? I think it was Uranus. Let's see. Let's find out. So there's one outer planet here which has a lot of mining. It's so Saturn, of course, where we already are. And I think it was Uranus here. So one... Yeah, it's Uranus. Like 15 bases from the aliens are in this star system. And... not star system. Planetary system. And that's where we go. So outer planet expedition. Moving to... just to be sure again. Uranus. Yes. Uranus. Let's go. Uranus, Uranus, Uranus. Here we go. And then we are going to settle down on Titania. I think that's the best one. There's room in the orbit. 3 mining bases below it. You could also go to Imbriel and Ariel, which has 4 each. Let's do this. Let's go to Umbriel here, which has more bases. So it's easier and readily available. We of course go to low orbit here. 59 weeks. It's sadly long. So that's basically a year that we have to fly there. That's a bit sad. If you go to Neptune instead. Oh, that's also very long. Yeah, our acceleration is now... we can notice it now because it's really low. So now we go to Uranus here. We're not going to Neptune as of now. Go to low orbit of Umbriel. Here we go, 59 weeks. We are going to arrive in a year in April. Fine with me. Let's go. So this will take a while. Sadly, we don't have a good launch window, but we had decent ones on Saturn and Jupiter. We can't wish for everything. So that's fine now. On Saturn itself, the fleet is done. I'm going to start engaging there now. So we can go for the Concorde Guardian station. There are a few ships defending this, but I'm not going to show this because we already saw how station fights go. It's all simple. The most important thing is that we are going to build our own marine fleet here on Saturn as well, because then we can later use it when we fly outwards. Because as of now, it's Uranus, it's Neptune. Assuming Saturn has fallen. Wait a second, is there a new base by the aliens here? No, that was Servant, right? But there are ships from the aliens here in the Jupiter system currently. So when Saturn has fallen, then we know that there will be the Uranus campaign in a year. And then we can move from Saturn to Neptune here. And then probably from Uranus to Mengpu. And that's the last station in the outer solar system that we have to defeat. And assumingly that will go swimmingly, then we maybe have to do some cleanup here in the inner solar system. So probably there are some asteroid bases left somewhere. But I'm going to make a new, or parts of a new fleet here on Earth. We do already have main fleet here. We do have a few of those Lancers already done. And a new flagship for these purposes. So we just need to build some ray guns later and get those one to then fly to some of these asteroid bases. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I don't know how many there are right now. I didn't check in detail. I know there's at least 1 or 2, but that shouldn't be our biggest delay at the end. I think the biggest delay will be here's one. Sheila, exactly. Sheila. So this one is something we have to take down, but it can wait. And I think the longest wait we have to do is when we fly to Mengpu or when we fly to Neptune here, depending on our trajectories. Wait a second, this is minus 20%. If we... Could we go for Mengpu right away? That would be funny, right? So where are you? Here. 170 weeks. No, I'm not going to do this. So go to Uranus, go to Umbriel low orbit. The thing is, why don't we want to go there? Wait a second, we can do one more thing. We do have a bit of water left and we do have a decent income. What we should check is if we go and increase our KPS by like 50, how much time would we save? Before I make a mistake here and delay everything. Let me see. So we would... The lowest ship, the lowest acceleration is the Lancer, right? Lancer. Saturn flagship. Yeah, the Lancer is the slowest version. So if we do a example transfer, we go from Callisto Jupiter landing to Uranus Umbriel here. And then to low orbit here. So 58 weeks as we saw. And if we go to 250, it would go down by 5 weeks. This is already 10 weeks. If we go to, for example, like 350 is the maximum they can use. And that would be 50 weeks. So that's 70 days difference. Roughly, a bit less. The question is, how well will this hold up if we increase our propellant here? Because the acceleration will also go down. Yeah, we would need to add a lot of fuel to this, which increases our acceleration massively. Yeah, that's not going to work out, sadly. Yeah, this is not going to work. So we just send it as it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We are stuck on the Helicon drive here, and yeah, low Umbriel orbit. Let's go. 59 weeks. And with that, let's jump forward and get going on the Saturn campaign here. Oh, here we go with the choke point, the next quest. Further study of the Hydra wormhole confirms that it closely follows the rules first set down by Homer G. Ellis in his 1969 drain hole theory. Its design is essentially two circular planes connected at the center by two smaller circles of equal diameter. Like two cymbals touching or the central part of an hourglass. The drain hole's nature means that gravity flows in a single direction, emptying any matter that passes through it into the other side. That means that traveling from the origin side requires far less energy than traveling from the opposite direction. The simplest method of neutralizing the alien threat would thus appear to be closing or destroying the wormhole on our end, therefore isolating them from their reinforcement and source of exotics. In practice, however, this approach will be far from straightforward.
We have a path to access their leadership, Chancellor.
The wormhole is some type of discontinuity that has been dubbed an Ellis drain hole. From what we can gather, its structure is stable but not invulnerable. Destroying its support machinery at either end should cause the tunnel to collapse in upon itself. Destroying the wormhole arrow is our last resort. We intend to send the negotiating team through instead. Okay, so we have learned all we can about the Hydras. We have studied their culture, language, and history. We have reverse engineered their technology and developed our space fleet. We have analyzed their psychology and capabilities. We have learned to defend ourselves against their parasites and develop plans for turning their own weapon against them. Now it's time to put everything together. By proving that we have the ability to genuinely threaten the Hydra species, yet also demonstrating a willingness for peaceful resolution, we hope to bring them to the negotiating table and end this war for good. The risks are great, yet the rewards should we succeed are greater. The first step will be Rudy. If we can persuade him to cooperate with our envoys, it will be a priceless diplomatic advantage. If we cannot persuade him, I see no hope of convincing the Hydra leadership. So we have to complete a permanent peace when it becomes available. I hope that will happen soonish, because then we can research our winning condition here. And meanwhile, I think I'm going to continue expanding stuff that we need. I don't know. I don't think we need another radiator. I think the ship designs we have are perfect. And we don't want to... Let's get this one here. Can't hurt. So we are going to push the ECM. That's going to be useful. Also the neuroengineering. Yeah, let's keep going like this. And meanwhile, I'm dismantling the Hydra space station network here in Saturn. So currently they are down to 2 stations. They had 5 or 6. 6, I think. So Enceladus, Mimas, Rhea, Dione, and Titan. Only Thetis is left, and Iapetus, which I have to take out now, while we wait for our shipyards to finish so that we can build our marines here. Because that's going to be the next step in the Saturn project. Saturn landing. The shipyards are going to finish up in 2 months. So it's still a lot of time, but well, that's how it is, right? Okay, we are here in November 35, and there is an alien assault carrier arriving on Earth in 3 days. But before that happens, actually the cooperative thingy is finishing. There we go. Permanent peace.
Moved the needle.
Any realistic chance of stalking the Hydra down, ending this war through neither violence or subjugation. Required breakthroughs on multiple fronts. The first was designing a weapon that could frighten them. On this we have succeeded, at least in theory. The second was convincing our only still wary captive to convince his kin that their current path leads only to mutually assured destruction. Our intention remained peaceable, but in order to achieve that, we had to comport ourselves with a certain aggression. Get a new organization, mission to the Hydra, we have to check it out in a second.
Everything is in place, Chancellor. Once our fleet arrives at the alien base and our troops secure it, our envoys are prepared to go through.
So our linguistic team has not been idle. While we have been pursuing other goals, they have developed a rudimentary mechanism for reading and reproducing parasites, allowing for more sophisticated communication. Using this, we approached Rudy with the details of our plans. Security Officer Palmer, given his apparent level of rapport with our Hydra captive, was chosen to present our case. Rudy's first reaction was, as expected, to refuse. We represented to him our blueprint for a bioweapon using modified Hydra cells. The weapon would take advantage of the behavioral effects of Hydra parasites to accelerate its spread, leading to an estimated 99% fatality rate upon infection. According to our projections, it would at the very least inflict significant population damage that most would wipe out the Hydra race entirely. Our presentation is at least partially a bluff. We lack the biowarfare expertise to actually produce such a virus. Still, while we could not manufacture such a weapon, other humans could, and to the Hydra that is much the same thing. For the first time, Rudy demonstrated signs of genuine fear. When we presented our offer to him that he act as our go-between in opening negotiations, he agreed with little argument. We have our strategy. We have the knowledge of where we must go, and we have a Hydra who is, however shakily, recruited to our cause. We are as ready as we will ever be. Okay, our plan is reasonably simple, though highly dangerous. We have assembled an envoy team. It consists of Rudy the Hydra, security officer William Parker, the head of our translation team, 2 diplomats and 1 other security officer. All humans have been injected with a double dose of the antiparasite serum. According to our calculation, they should be able to pass through the wormhole without exceeding its mass limit. Our fleet must secure the space around the Hydra base. That's second. Third, Marine forces will occupy the base itself and take control of the wormhole apparatus. We will announce to the Hydra garrison that we only wish to negotiate and will offer assurance that no Hydras on the base will be harmed should they let us pass. We do not expect this offer to be accepted. Our envoy team will pass through the wormhole. Once on the wormhole's other side, our envoy team will attempt to make contact with the Hydra leadership. Rudy's presence will be crucial here. According to Rudy, internal violence among the Hydras is rare, and the Hydras on the other side will probably attempt to communicate with him rather than shooting first. Probably. Our envoy team will attempt to broker a truce. So that was 6. Our envoy team will be entirely out of contact once they have passed through the wormhole. Our only recourse will be to wait and see. Should the Hydras reject our offer of negotiation once again, we have one final recourse. The second security officer accompanying the envoy team will be carrying a specially designed case containing an antimatter bomb with an estimated yield of 0.75 megatons. All of the human members of our envoy team have been briefed on how to operate the device. They understand what they are committing to, one way or another. No further invaders will be coming through the wormhole. So now we want to have our council assign the mission to the Hydra Org, target the alien wormhole module at the primary Cooper build base with the Fortune Alliance mission. To launch a council mission to win the game, we must first fulfill the following goals to ensure our victory. Our faction must control with 60% of the Earth's population. We control a region when we have the executive control in a nation and more than half of the total control points in a nation. We had 11%. Okay, yeah, great. Have a fully built surface base with all modules at least tier 3 and powered and active in the following planetary systems. The primary or any of its moon. Mercury, Earth, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, interesting. At least tier 3. Surface base on Earth? Or any of its moon. Okay, so this would be... We have to get a tier 3 base on Luna. Ugh. I don't want that. Okay, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn. Okay, we can work in that direction. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, Ceres is occupied by the aliens anyway, so we have to go there. That shouldn't be a problem. And then we have to destroy here the asteroid belt. We have to go to the Saturn system. We have to go to the Uranus system, Neptune, and then Mangpo itself. Okay, destroy all fleets with combat strength of 4,000 or greater belonging to the aliens. Okay, we don't want the servants to have, or humanity first, to have a tier 3 station around these things. So the only threat we have here is probably Mars, where we have a fleet. Okay. Big question. Can we send something to Mercury? Oh, it's all occupied. Oh, great. That's bad. So we have to make Marines around Earth as well. So let's see how much do they have here. Like literally nothing. Okay. Mercury was on it, right? Yeah, Mercury was on it. So this means that we do have to create a few of those good Marines here on Earth. They are 24, so that should be... Oh, but they might have a fleet here, right? Yeah, of course, Humanity First has a fleet here. Anyway, I'm going to build building 3 Marines here. Then we send them to Mercury. Then the other bodies. Jupiter and Saturn should be easy to do? Serious, we have to set a fleet there anyway. Mars is easy to do. Earth is just annoying. Okay, let's see Earth. So we have to go to Luna for this. Is it all occupied? No, one is. There are a few free ones. So we just take like. Oh, this one was the fissiles. Tchaikovsky crater. Let's take this one. Easy. And then we just need to upgrade it to tier 3 eventually. And Ceres, for Ceres we do need a fleet. But we do have a fleet on... We do have ships around Earth, which I intend to send to Ceres here. And then we also have Vesta to resolve. That's something for the next episode. Yeah, I think this should all be doable relatively quickly. The big question is, what do we need? We don't want ring habs. We do want... Yeah, we don't really want... Let's see, we do want... Tech tree, let's see. We want colony habs and not ring habs. Ah, that's annoying. So we do have to get control of the global tech again. So it will be gas coefficient systems here. To then go into colony habs and prepare for this. So that we can do the mission that we need to do. While we wait for our fleets to arrive here. We are on the way to Saturn, we are on the way to Uranus. And I'm also going to prepare a fleet to fly to Mengpur. And that's more or less the majority of the targets that we have to solve. And then we just need to get the tier 3 bases up, which means that we have to prevent Humanity First and servants from making tier 3 systems bases as well. And I do think that the ring habs would count for servants. Yeah, all habs of tier 3. Okay, this is going to be a problem. So it's going to be a bit annoying to contain Humanity First and the servants here. Because they could make bases on all these kind of asteroids here, which is super annoying. So we have to see if we can manage this goal easily, or if it gets really tedious here later. I mean, the worst case, we just make a lot of fleets with marines and take out all these bases. Should be possible. But for now, leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode, where we are going to continue